Hello, this is your teacher, Professor Nirmal Kumar Swain. We were discussing about book publishing, and here we are at the parts of a book, internal design, so text. After discussing front matter and back matter, so now we are discussing the text in bit detail. Text begins from chapter 1 till the end of the chapter and easier to distinguish as the pagination is covered with Indo-Arabic 1, 2, 3 or what we call English numerals. Okay, but in contrast to its front matter part, it is written, the pagination is in Roman 1, I, double I, triple I, or like this. Okay. So now the question is that what do we find in the text? Difficult to say. Text, it is author's business. Author must have, author has written. So author's argument, author's flow, author's knowledge claim, author's, okay. But a couple of things, a mechanism behind the text is that author's right is in his or her own, and sometimes cites also. So we'll be talking about from reference and notes, footnotes, and from that point of view. Well, note and footnotes, while writing, the author, genuine, sincere authors. Sometimes there are books you don't find any notes or footnotes, only references. I'm talking about academic books, not fiction, travelogues or other kinds. Okay. So, if notes means while writing, authors sometimes borrow or lend something from other sources. So that cited matter you must have seen in my citation video. So authors sometimes cite, sometimes borrow the cited matter, so that is citation, and obviously, and those source details are given in the list of in the form of references or the list of source details. Sometimes if paraphrasing is wrong paraphrase, or if author feels, then paraphrasing also supported by the references. And in the reference list, the source details are given. But often, not most often, often, the author do discuss about certain things and refer the readers for more details. You may consult that book, but never borrows or lend something from that book. In that case, the authors will be confused for the betterment of betterment of readers. Here, information about that book, which is hinted but not exactly borrowed from that, is given in the form of notes. Notes are not that much long list, but sometimes notes are also long listed if it is discussing about controversial, debatable history, biography, in that case. But in normal academic books, the notes are very short listed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, something like that. All the notes, the sources listed in the notes are given in the form of a list using 1, 2, 3 or with Indo-Arabic serial numbers. Okay. So when notes and footnotes are discouraged these days, but rarely books come up with footnotes. Sometimes the publishers categorically discouraged, don't use footnotes, because writing footnotes, obviously, what is footnote? When a note is given at the foot of the page I mean at the end of the page. Unless and until you are using a software, you cannot control over. Sometimes you think that it is given in page number 27, but finally when the book submitted with manuscript, some of your footnotes are shifted to the next page. This is the technical reason. Footnotes are given with lesser fonts. Lesser font means if your text size is 12 fonts and the footnotes are 2 or 3 less, maybe 7 or 8 font size, or in a different font. Like if the text is in Times New Roman and the font may be in New Roman or simple Times New Roman or any Tamoha and other fonts. Okay. So if you are using both notes and references, this is also one practice. So here, if you are referencing, giving the list of references in the form of alphabetically, and in that case your citation is author or parenthetical or author and date system. Okay, in that case the notes are given in serial number with 1, 2, 3, and the references, just to distinguish, references are given in alphabetic order. But sometimes you are using the numbering system in the text citations or superscription style 1, 2, 3, and you don't have option to give at the end of the chapter notes as well as your references. So in that case, people in that book, you don't have separate note and references, only notes and references, or only notes. Notes, here note means including your references also. Sometimes other practice is that both notes and references are usually the best part or the convenient part is that at the end of the chapter. Because all these notes and references, we call it bibliographic organization, it given just to verify. If it is after the end of the chapter 1, maybe chapter 1 is 10 or 20 pages, so after you can turn out 20 pages and easily verify. But sometimes practice is that at the end of last chapter, all the notes and notes and references of each chapter, individual chapter, are given at the end. So this practice is not bad, but not healthy, because all the time you have to turn out 120, 200 pages to verify a source. So this is what we find in the text, and the content of the text is nobody's purview. It is the readers as well as the authors. What have they written and how do the readers orient with those texts. We discuss only the mechanisms, so what exactly book publishing, what are the things to be considered or must be found in a text. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.